Hello survivors, welcome to a brand new Soulstone survivor video. Today we are on our new save or our 0 to hero save. I wanted to show you guys a video where we take a character from a really low prestige, so like 34 on the shaman, and we're going to get him to 170 pretty easily. So the way we do that is through Titan Hunt, and we do need the Summoner as well as the Machinist unlocked and a decent prestige first, because we are going to use some of their runes that are available to these characters or through their skill tree, and those runes are the advanced tactics as well as arduous training. So as you can see, arduous training increases the prestige gained by 40%, and this is probably going to be the best rune to run if you're trying to unlock the Blacksmith as quickly as possible. So I'm doing this on a new save to show you that it's really easy to level up your characters. You just need this rune, and you'll be in a really good spot. So let's go into Titan Hunt. We're going to do this a little bit easier on ourselves. We're going to make it on, I think, Titan Hunt 2, or I mean, what's the difference between 4 and... you see, it's quite a big difference. We'll do it on 2, and the reason we're doing it like this is because we actually want to try, actually 3 should be fine. We want it to be as easy as possible, but also to still give us a decent amount of prestige. So we'll do it on the Sigil of Wickedness. This should be one that you kind of need to complete anyway to unlock the Summoner. So you should have this unlocked on the character. And we're going to focus on Meteorac first for the AoE to make our life that much easier. But we're going to focus on skills that give us HP or scale off of HP. So like the Bull's Charge as well as the Cobra Totem will be very, very strong. You unlock that at 5 prestige and 10 prestige or 20 prestige, and you'll be in a really, really, really good position. So we'll see what we can get going, but the point is to try and scale as much poison as possible as well, because poison is just insanely strong for the early game, especially when you're struggling to do a lot of damage with your skills. I mean, once you got a good amount of levels into the character, this does get a lot easier. But until then, you need to find a way to kind of cheese, and that way, because we don't have a lot unlocked, is through poison. Cast frequency is going to be fantastic. Even grabbing multicast mastery instead of the synergetic can be very, very good as well. So, I mean, it just depends on what runes you have. We're running dash mastery so that we dash further. We're running, oh, we do have multicast mastery, silly me. Multicast mastery, very, very good for the early game. Let's see what other skills we can roll here. Rolling boulder is going to be really, really good here as well. I'll actually unlock that. I don't know if we need poison puddle, but you know, we might as well lock it just in case. But rolling boulder stuns enemies, which is going to be very good for us, as well as soon as we get the brittle to colossal, that's going to be a main damaging skill. So as soon as you get the first Titan defeated, rolling boulder is going to be our huge DPS source, and we can do as many rounds as possible through that. The other thing is as you can see, we do have our ascension because we are prestige 20 plus, and this is going to come in handy. One, it's going to increase our max HP, but it also gives you additional damage through other means. So that's going to be really, really good there. We could run Earth Bolt, but we don't need to. Magic Missiles, very, very strong because of the fragility, so we're going to pick that up as well. And sometimes over here, it's just nice to mix and match regardless, because the skills themselves have really good benefits to them. So having fragility in a build is absolutely crazy. Obviously, doing this on a skill that doesn't synergize with everything else isn't always the best opportunity or the best way to make a build, but we don't really worry about the build being able to clear high content. We just wanted to be able to defeat this content as quickly as possible and go from there. So that's the plan. Also, we have a stat on our character that is not very good. We need to just see what that stat is actually. Movement speed. So we need to get ourselves some movement speed. Alright, can we get some movement speed? There's Pestilence, so we could run it, but we are running Rolling Boulder instead, so we don't need the Pestilence. There's the Cobra Totem, and we can also grab ourselves Earthquake. So Cobra Totem, Earthquake instead of Poison Puddle, and we're in a good space now. So now we actually need to grab ourselves movement speed. And let's see what we can get going from here. Multicast will be very good. General area of effect will be fantastic, because even though we are going to have the Colossal and all of that, because of the way that Brittle works and because we're such a low level, we are going to struggle to get a lot of Colossal from the build in the very beginning. So trying to get more of it out as much as possible is going to be key here. Don't need area of effect as much. Again, we are getting that Brittle. And then damage for Earth skills is going to be great. I mean, we're getting the Colossal, not Brittle. Okay, we do need more movement speed though, because this is kind of ridiculous. We should be able to do a 4 since we do have our Ascension up. And for this build, don't be scared to scale HP. So every time you see an HP, you can scale into it as well. Just getting out of the way there. Okay, one's down. That is going to make it a lot easier for us. That's good. Some more movement speed is fantastic. Shadow boss is nearly down. There we go. He is down. We need some HP to increase the damage of our Ancestry. We do have our Ascension back up again, so it would be quite good to pick that up. We just need to try and get into a safe space, because as you can see, we've got a lot happening around us. But there we go, we managed to get it up. That's going to help us defeat these guys a lot better now. Remember, these guys are tier 4 or 4 cost objectives, so they are going to be tankier than everything else we've done so far. So that is why it was a bit of a struggle. Grabbing ourselves Behemoth again, very, very strong. Damage on Earthquake, and we're going to re-roll that, grab ourselves the 20% movement speed over there as well. Fantastic. So now we're back to clearing things a lot quicker. Once we defeat the first Titan, everything's going to get a lot easier for us though. I'm going to assume this is what we need to defeat, and that's why our Ascension was over there. Hopefully. We need 2 more to defeat, so I'm assuming it's these guys. Either those guys or the bugs, actually. This bug over here. So let's deal with the bug first. We get our Ascension again. We get a nice multicast over there. Can't pick up the Ascension, unfortunately. There's the last bug. Alright, perfect. So let's just pick this up. And then there is another 2 down here, which we can go and pick up. Damage on Rolling Boulder. It's another boss fight. That's not the greatest, but it is what it is. Try and keep everything on the boss. So boss gets defeated. Now we've got the next guy. This one is a lot easier to deal with actually, so it's not really a bad thing at all. Pick up the crystal for the free XP. Grab a poison. grab ourselves a multicast on there. More poison's always good. This is a multicast for the earth skills, but we'll take the legendary there as well and keep going. You could grab Divine Legacy as well, instead of something like the synergetic. It's probably going to be a lot better, especially in the early game, I think, because you don't have a lot of synergy skills, and getting the free multicast and free damage and things like that might actually be far more beneficial for you than grabbing synergetic. So let's learn from this as a good indication of what to do. But you're quite a slugfest when you're first starting off with a character. It's quite difficult to get where you need to go. Have to keep picking up the ascension for the additional damage and extra life. Crit chance. Poison now deals damage more. +1 to the Cobra totems. Okay, we're definitely doing far more poison now, which is great. I believe we've got 3 more of these guys to defeat. Well, I don't believe it's 3 more. It was 3 more at the time, because you can see. Although this one should be destroyed without us worrying about it. We just got to go find the last one, wherever that one may be. I'm assuming somewhere along the mess over here of bugs. There's one. Yeah, they're both here. Okay, there we go. And we've got our final one to do over here until the boss. We can grab ourselves more life. That's more damage for our 3 skills. And it's again just defeat the scarabs. We can cut. We do have movement speed to do it at least, so it's pretty decent. And luckily they like to be carted, so that's pretty good. And as soon as you defeat one, the poison just keeps spreading to other ones, so it just deals more and more damage, which is fantastic. So there we go, on to the next one. And we're going to do this for the boss fight as well. Takes a bit of time, but that's okay. Remember, it doesn't even matter if you win or lose either. The point is to try and farm as much of this as possible. So even if it takes you a bit of time, obviously if you do get defeated, you will come back a whole lot stronger once you put points into the skill tree and everything like that. So don't hesitate, don't worry if you do lose or if you do mess up. Every single enemy defeated over here could be an extra level or a couple of extra prestige XP that you otherwise didn't have. So don't stress too much about that. The most important thing is to have fun while you're playing and just enjoy the time that you have. Alright, 6 levels. Let's go. We still need quite a bit of critical strike chance. There we go, beautiful. More movement speed. Nature to arcane is also really strong for us, because we've got 3 nature skills and only 1 arcane skill. That also means that magic missile will be applying fragility more often. So this is where the fun part occurs. Once we've defeated this boss, we're going to get ourselves the brittle to colossal. And what that does is it's going to allow our rolling boulder to do massive amounts of damage compared to what it's currently been doing. So we'll take a look at the damage sheet after the boss just to see what skill's been carrying us so far. Probably Earthquake if we had to take a guess. But as soon as we've done that, you'll see we'll be in a much better spot, and we'll have the damage coming from our rolling boulder instead, which is going to do far more damage. It's going to keep us safe because we're going to be able to stun a lot of the enemies, because it does have built-in stun, and it's just going to be so much good, so much better. If you enjoy poison a lot, you can play pestilence, but I've never really been a fan of the skill, since the way that it scales or the way that it attacks enemies is by chaining randomly to other enemies. So I never see the benefits of using it, especially with the way that it currently works. So there's Brittle to Colossal. Let's get started with the actual fun part of the build now. We're going to go and fight Misahet. We got a good amount of levels on there, so we're actually at level 70 already from level 34. And that was only one Titan hunt, so it just gets more and more and more. But there you go. There's our damage finally. Finally decided to wake up. Now what we need to do is try to focus on more multicast, cast frequency, and things like that. So there we go. Beautiful. Our damage has finally woken up, as you can see. And we're pretty safe as well, because remember, everything that it hits is going to be stunned. So everything except for bosses. And then we should be able to get stronger and stronger as we keep going. There we go. Let's go. So more lethality is always very good. This is going to give critical strike chance to our ball. Very, very good. More expansive is of course going to increase its damage. Multicast chance is also going to be good. So grab that. More poison, more movement speed. More HP is good. More of that. More poison. And we'll see. The damage will just keep going up and up, hopefully. I mean, that as long as it's not bosses, we should be able to go relatively quickly. You might have to do 2 runs to get to 170, but we'll double check just how quickly it goes and how many runs we have to do. But generally, if it's 1 run, that's amazing. If it's 2 runs, then that's okay as well, because remember, like I mentioned, your second run you're going to be far stronger. We are level prestige 70 plus already, and what that means is we now have Quicksand Totem for any of the characters. We just need to create the actual weapon and we'll be in a much better spot. And because of that as well, we're able to level up every single character. So we'll do other characters. You can let me know down in the description or down in the comment section which character you would like to see us to level up next, and we'll go from there. You guys can let me know which ones you want to see. Obviously it has to be a character I don't have leveled, so I'll show you the main screen at the end of the video, and you can take a look at who it is that you like and you'd like to see leveled up from there. And then our area of effect affects our ascension as well, so we're going to have a massive oh, actually it didn't. Okay, never mind. They get their own area of effect. Alright. I'm feeling much better now. Multicast chance, beautiful. Magnetic, movement speed. More area of effect means more damage, so we will take those. We can grab the critical strike chance, and let's go. Much easier to finish basic objectives than the boss ones. We are against Misahet next for the exposed on hit. It will be an interesting one, but we should be more than easy enough to defeat the boss. So also, you don't need the Arduous training if you don't have this level unlocked yet, or the Samurai. You can still do this without it, but you are going to need the Machinist, so you will have to have beaten the second Titan Hunt level, because the advanced tactics, although we do have Brittle from Earthquake as well, so we don't even need advanced tactics for this. It just makes it so that the Colossal you get is far more, far more stacks than you would otherwise have. Okay, nature to thrust, we're not going to worry about. Damage over there, cast frequency, more magnetic, multicast on the boulders is beautiful to have. Critical strike chance on them, and more movement speed. Unfortunately, not all elites are absolutely decimated with Rolling Boulder.
Another step toward balance between light.
Lots of levels over there. Let's go. Okay, increase your bonus damage while that's up. We do sometimes take it. I will grab some armor. Go for more crit so we can get to 100% if possible. Actually, we should be at 100% very soon. Area of effect, fine. Although that's not what we need. We need base area of effect for it to do more damage.
Rises from here. Let the earth and spirits tremble.
Okay, the beginning was a bit rough because we didn't have colossal stacks. But now we've got more stacks. We should be fine. Yeah, I made a mistake there, but we managed to just survive it. But this is going to increase our damage very, very, very much because we grab all attacks may now apply exposed. So that's going to help us whack ton. The other thing we could do is if we got a goblin, we could have done Mesa hits again, and that would have helped. I feel very, very dangerous going for Volk and for Volt. So let's go Poison to Dazed instead for the extra additional critical strike chance. And then we'll do Mesa hits again for the Sandstorm, which is even more dazed as well. But yeah, look, as soon as we got exposed, just the amount of damage we do skyrockets as well, even further than what it was. There we go, pick up that and then pick up that. We get a +4 over here, which is beautiful. Grab ourselves some life, a little bit of defenses, because you've noticed we are sometimes get attacked. We can consider this the unlocking of the cheese build. So essentially we need the shaman, and we're going to be using him to unlock the quicksand totems. And then once you got the quicksand totems, that's literally the skill you use on every single character to absolutely decimate the Titan Hunter and to level them up. It can be a bit boring, but if you really want to unlock everything, you want to unlock the blacksmith, and you want to have a really fun time with all of that, with, you know, me having all my videos being done of using the blacksmith lately and stuff like that, and you want to kind of join me in that fun, this is going to be the easiest way to do it. So leveling up the shaman, unlocking quicksand totem, and literally just using it on every single character using earth mastery. So that's the plan, and that's where we're headed. Not going to be a sub 20 run, unfortunately, but this is not really one that would have gone there anyway because of the way that it works. We do still need a little bit more crit. Cast frequency there is good. Multicast, we can reroll that. We'll take a block. Don't want Doom. And damage increase over there. 73% critical strike chance. We didn't even get a poison on crit, which is a bit unfortunate. But at least we're against a boss here that's very, very easy to defeat. So my favorite boss because it's so easy to defeat, and because of that we're actually going to do it again. So we did defeat the goblin, so we do go into the goblin's thing, the goblin's lair. We do get movement speed and critical strike chance from the this boss, from Aranak, so we will take that again. Or we will go into that because we do get this. How much magnetic do I have though? Only 50%. That's not very good, but it's better than nothing. Pick up all the XP that we need to pick up. Get everything off of the floor. I'm not worried about magnetic. Yes, I'll probably skip 1 or 2 levels by not picking it up, but that's okay. 20 levels is a good amount for me. Well, I mean, we got over 20 levels, but you get what I'm saying. This is a huge beneficial amount of extra damage that we otherwise didn't have. So I am very, very happy with the extra damage. There's obviously cast frequency on everything. There's damage. Multicasting. Yep. We're just going to grab all of these beautiful upgrades. Taking the expansives are good. Another swift is very good. Critical strike chance, damage, multicast. Unfortunately, we're not seeing I mean, the HP ones we are picking up aren't really the most amazing, so it doesn't help us that much. But if you get a lot of like red, or sorry, blue or rare HP upgrades, I recommend taking them because they are definitely going to make a big difference to your damage as well. It won't be to rolling boulders damage, but it will be to everything else. So your Cobra Totem and your 2 other poison skills, the Vine Whip and the Poison Thorn, but all 3 of them have Ancestry. And if you take a look, Ancestry, actually not as high as I thought it would be, but rolling boulder definitely overtook the Earthquake. So remember in the very beginning I said Earthquake probably dealt the most amount of damage. I forgot to look at it, but I can definitely tell you it was doing the most amount of damage. And then we moved over to something else doing more damage, and you can see it's just overtaken by a whack ton. Earthquake still has its uses, obviously applying brittle and dealing damage and negative effects like the poison, but nothing beats a huge AoE rolling boulder. Also a reminder that the rolling boulders, the colossal stacks, the stack cap is 1,000, and that's how many stacks of area you're going to get out of it. So don't go do it multiple times. There's no point in going over 1,000 stacks. The other stacks are wasted. There's no skill that benefits on colossal stacks. They all benefit on the area that it provides with the stacks. So finding yourself area increases will increase the overall damage of rolling boulder, not the colossal stacks. I hope that makes sense. So even getting area of effect for colossal is bad. You actually want just general area of effect. You want this area of effect. You don't want area of effect for rolling boulder. So we got 70%. That 70% is a waste. It doesn't actually help the skill deal more damage, because it's based on your area of effect, not the skill's area of effect. And that goes with all the other skills that say the same thing. So as soon as the skill says it's based off of a specific stat, that is the stat you need to worry about, not necessarily the buff that gives you the stat. So skills like, what's another skill that does something similar? There's a skill that's based off of the amount of finesse stacks you have. Then that's when you go and you get the finesse stacks to be really high. But a skill that's focused like Arcane Overload is focused on your multicast stacks. Now finesse gives multicast, but you can't get more than 1,000 multicast from finesse, so it doesn't help going over 1,000 finesse stacks. You need to then look at finding other ways to get multicast from there, like getting your general multicast upgrades and things like that. Alright, we are at our final objective, and it's going to be very interesting to see how many levels this actually gave us. Just remember, we got 40 odd plus levels just from, I mean, we can't even say how many, but we definitely got over 40 from the very first Titan, and we've just kept going after that. So what you can do is you can push this as far as you want. You can go even into levels after this to more vials. You can keep going into the Titan Slain, just keep defeating as many as you can with the build until you eventually just lose. or you can just end it like I'm going to do after you've beaten the Corrupted Void Hunter and you are at your place. Even if you lose to the Corrupted Void Hunter, I think you've picked up so much XP that you're actually, you know, just at a really good spot. You don't have to worry about actually beating them. If I had to lose here, it would still be, you know, it's still a win. I'm not using this to unlock anything specifically in terms of Titan Hunt. We just need prestige gained. And we get that overall. Oh, we forgot to take this as well. There's movement speed and critical strike chance. Completely forgot about that. Grab that. More poison. More critical strike chance. Oh, well, there we go. That helped our crit. So now we're critting with every single hit as well. We did see a 4 over here and a 3. And that's all we need. So we'll do the 3 first because it's further away. None of them are bosses either, which is fantastic. There we go. If you're struggling with the objectives and not being able to see them, seeing what's going on around you, you can just lower the visibility with I and O on the keyboard. And if you're on controller, it is with up and down on the D-pad. Block, armor, HP. We need some more scaling there on the HP front. Some defenses are all going to be good over here. Grab ourselves more poison. Grabbing the armor for the reduced damage done to us. And things like that. And we're going to do this last fight with lower visibility just so that we can ensure that we actually defeat them. So it is the Paladin. And because we want to make sure that we do defeat the Paladin and we don't lose our life or maximum amount of prestige gained, we just have our visibility down as much as possible. Come on, you are definitely getting defeated. That's not even a question. It's just about how long it takes us to do it, and currently it's actually a very long time for some weird and wonderful reason. Okay, he doesn't want to be defeated any faster than what we're currently doing. Also, how come he has poison? That's not very pure of a paladin to have poison. Alright, there we go. Paladin down. We got to stand on the circle over here. We don't even need to worry about anything else. And let's see how many levels. Remember, we were on about, what was it, level 34? Yep. And we go all the way up to level 143. So we literally got over 109 levels. So we do have to do this one more time on the shaman to get him to 170. But remember, the second time we do this, it's going to be a whole lot faster. We got all these points to put into the skill tree. You can take a look at my characters now and tell me which one you want us to work on next. If you want one of these 4, we will unlock them and we'll get everything done that way. But now we do have the Blacksmith available to get ourselves the Quicksand Totem, which will be what we're going to use on every other character from here going forward. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. And see you for the next one. Cheers.